Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to IFYL Inspirations for Your Life. Great to be with you tonight. If you are new to IFYL, you will notice that in the very top right hand corner of your screen appeared a QR code. Just take your phone, point to that QR code using your phone app, and that'll bounce you over to my link tree. If you're having any trouble getting over there, just go to Believe, Believe, me, achieve, ACHIEVE.com. It's over to lots of great content about me. John's Daily National Day Video, JCM Academy TikTok, um, John C. Morley Serial Entrepreneur YouTube channel, Inspirations for Your Life, which is this show, more episodes about that, the JCM Academy Business Coaching, Envision Networking, Science Fries with John, and How to Network. So lots of great stuff. And you guys know how we work by now, right? Every Saturday, we start out with a brand new episode and we end on Friday with the end of that. And we just have a great blast the whole week. And if you are coming back, welcome back, my friends, colleagues, and wonderful associates. Thank you so much for being here, for supporting me and all my great people here. Really appreciate you. And I hope some of the new people will become loyal just like all of you. And the master topic, shall we get right into that master topic? Yes, you know we shall. So we have been talking a lot about this master topic. And, I think it's really important because this is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. How to know when you're being used series, and we're in episode 5. All right. So when we talk about being used, which we've said before, it really is a low level of energy. I mean, really low. So low that you don't even feel like you want to do anything. So let's talk about that for a minute. What does it feel like to be used? Let's go there for a moment, okay? Um, People aren't going to feel very great, right? But usually you're going to have a very low self-esteem, right? And it's just going to make you hate life, which is not a good thing, right? So, again, signs you're being used, people ask you for money, favors, and other items. These are people that don't usually ask you for anything, but they're asking for things just because they can, and they feel that you're going to do what they want because you're just such a nice person. Person always imposes on you. We talked about that. Person appears disinterested in your needs after their needs have been satisfied. Yeah, that's really a bad one. And the person is only seeming to make an effort to be there for you when you need them, right? No, wrong. Person doesn't make an effort to be there when you need them. And that's a real big sign that they don't give a darn about you or anyone else. All right. So definitely want to share that with you and tell you that it is really unbelievable because it's terrible. And so definitely, I would tell you to, you know, um, understand what's going on because it is, it's terrible. It absolutely is terrible. And what does it mean, though? Well, it really just means that somebody's out for their own best interests, right? Like, let's take a lot of these spammers, for example, right? They spam you for something because they're hoping A, you're going to give them more information, they're going to be able to steal your identity, and all kinds of other great things, right? But they don't care about you as a person. The impact of being used, it can really take a toll and even a permanent one on your mental health. I want to quote something which I've said before by Megan Markham, psychologist. Being used is definitely not a sign of a healthy relationship. It means one person is taking excessively while the other is making all the sacrifices. Being used is definitely not a sign of a healthy relationship. It means one person is taking excessively while the other is making all the sacrifices. One more time. Being used is definitely not a sign of a healthy relationship. It means one person is taking excessively while the other is making all the sacrifices. So we talked about the fact that you should set boundaries, right? Not to be mean, but when you set boundaries, people know that you're aware of things, right? You need to work on your self esteem because when your self esteem goes down, guess what? People use that as leverage to get what they want from you. And, I think that's terrible, but there's a lot of people out there that do this. And the reason they do this is because why? They can. And not to be mean or nasty, but you're empowering them to be this way. You are empowering them to be this way. And I think that is terrible. Now, if you don't know what it means, it's really simple. You're reacting a certain way to someone else because you're afraid of hurting their feelings. Who gives about their feelings? You really shouldn't care. Because if they're going to try to exploit you for who you are, for what you stand for your beliefs, for your morals, right, and your values, why do you even care, right? But a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to be nasty. I'm not telling you to be nasty. I'm telling you to protect yourself. I'm telling you to understand that being used is a choice. It's a choice. And, when you make a choice, you'll be at a crossroads between, let's say, fight or flight. Or what I like to say is living or just surviving. Or what we like to say is surviving or are you thriving? And I think the challenge comes down is that people get tired. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to say. And they just get themselves caught up in, what to do. I'm being used, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just being oversensitive. No, you're being used. So how do you get over being used? Oh, that's a real tough one. First thing you have to do is allow yourself to feel hurt. Unfortunately, there's no magic bullet to take all that pain away. And you need to feel hurt because when you feel hurt, you're probably not going to allow that to happen to you again. And so, just like if you've ever made, your first dollar and then you spend it, right? But let's say down the road, you need something and you realize how hard it is to work for that dollar when you're first starting. I'm not talking after you've been successful. And you're like, oh, you know what? I really got to be careful what I spend my money on. And so now you understand what we say the value of a dollar is. It doesn't mean that you don't know that a dollar is worth 100 pennies. It means what does it take to make that dollar for you? Okay. And when you understand that, that's when other people are going to be like, wait a minute, I think I get something now. I think I get where this is going, right? And if you get where something's going, then you can obviously change where it's going, right? You can change it. And so changing it means that you have to be open to a new way of life, a new way of life. And so everyone says, well, gee, it's just a lot easier to feel used. Yeah, it is a lot easier to feel used. And it's not going to be the easiest thing for you to probably break a pattern from someone that is using you. I mean, that's really the truth. People get into these patterns and then they can't get out of them. And then you know what happens? They blame the other person for getting into these patterns. But the truth of the matter is, it's not 100% the other person's fault because I've said this to you before. No one has the right to make you feel inferior about yourself, except for one person, you. No one has the right to make you feel inferior about yourself except for you. No one has the right to make you feel inferior about yourself except for you. And so if you can embrace that and understand that, then you know that everything you do in life is a choice. choice to be nice, a choice to help others, a choice to be an introvert or an extrovert, a choice to do the right thing or a choice to do the wrong thing, a choice to empower people or a choice to demote people. Now, you might say, John, this sounds too easy. And actually, it is very easy. But the reason that most people fail is because they've been used. And they figure this is just the way of life. This is how it has to be. This is where I fit in life. And no, it's not where you fit in life. It's where you think you fit in life, but you really don't fit there. It's just that when you get comfortable in a certain situation, it's hard to break people out of those patterns. And this happens because our body actually builds habits, right? They take a little time and effort to do. But when your body builds a habit, it's hard for you to get out of that rut, to get out of that bad pattern, right? Good patterns are good too, right? But they take a while to form. And so we don't want to break our good patterns, but we want to break our bad patterns because that bad pattern could be behavior. It could be leading us down a pathway that might be not the right pathway. And when we can become in alignment with what is going on in our life and other people's lives, we'll know whether we're being used or whether we are in a two-way street. Now, no one likes to be used. So everybody says, oh, you know what? I'm not being used. It's probably just me. It's probably the fact that, I probably reacted or I overreacted. That's probably what you're going to say to yourself. Or, I probably said the wrong thing. Yeah. Well, just blame it on yourself. It's a lot easier to blame yourself in this case because you blame yourself, right? Or other people, they basically will take something even easier. They'll blame others. Now, when you blame yourself, that's not 100% right. When you blame others, it's not 100% right. It's a 50-50, right? You have the ability to decharge the situation. Now, they shouldn't be doing that to you, but you need to know how to react and how to handle your life. If you are thrown into a situation and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. How am I going to do this? How am I going to respond? And you have no clue. And you start pulling out things like, oh, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? And you keep thinking about all the negative things. You know what happens? You get more negative stuff. And if that sounds crazy to you, it's not. It's because I've said this before. Our thoughts will flow, okay, where our energy goes. Our thoughts flow where energy goes. And so if we can just realize that we're more powerful than we think, we'll start becoming successful. I've said this to you before. Believe and achieve, right? This is the hat that I wear all the time. BelieveMeAchieve.com. Before you can achieve anything in life, you have to first believe in yourself. When you want to motivate others, what do? You believe in them. When you believe in them and you see something happening, like, wow, that's great, because you had faith, because you had confidence in them, right? You believed in them. Sometimes that little bit of belief in another person is the difference between them being able to do something well or fail miserably at it. Now, that sounds strange, but the fact that you already believe they're successful is going to cause them to believe they can be successful. And it's their belief that actually makes them successful, not yours. Your belief just causes their belief to engage, to say, yes, I can do this. I believe this. I know I can do this. I've already done it. And you empower yourself to become a greater version of yourself. And when this happens, it gets lonely. Sometimes you say something like, oh my gosh, I don't know, like, how am I going to do this? And I've always been taught that, the teachers and the classroom of the academics that you need to learn or the lesson will appear when the time is right. You might say, John, I don't know what you're talking about. You will. When you need to learn and you're ready to learn, the classroom environment will appear, and so will the teacher. And when that happens, you develop confidence. So, what we're learning here tonight is that being used happens a lot of the time because you have low self esteem, because you don't have confidence in yourself, because you leech on other people and you believe that you need their satisfaction and their approval. And the more you keep doing this, the more you keep spiraling down, spiraling down, spiraling down, spiraling down, and you can't do anything, right? You can't even, I don't know, leave your home without checking with somebody, right? Because you feel like you're so in a condition that you're needy. And this might seem interesting because you're lazy, but I want to tell you something. Don't fall into this trap, because if you fall into this trap and you think it's fun to be needy, other people are going to be there for you, but they're going to create your life. And it's not going to be the way you want it. And part of it, ladies and gentlemen, is being used. And no one wants to be used. We all want to be appreciated, but we don't want to be used and we don't want to be placated, right? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, been a pleasure, been an honor to be with you again this evening. Please like, love, and support my channel and comment below. Have you been used this week? Or sometime have you used someone else? Comment below. Let me know. Then tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then be sure, ladies and gentlemen, to, yes, look for that key phrase below my video on John C. Morley, Serial Entrepreneur's YouTube page. Click on that PayPal link and make the choice to buy my team and I a savory slice of watermelon, a refreshing vanilla cone, or a nice icy cold summer pop on a hot day. Either way, we'll be grateful with those pennies and dollars. We'll invest them into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities and staff to empower you to have the information to become a better version of yourself. But remember, I can lead you to the water, but you have to make the decision to drink it. Have yourself a great rest of your night. And we are going to, yes, come back tomorrow on Thursday and then on Friday to wrap up. And I've got so much more great information to share with you. And I thank you so much for joining me tonight. And I'm going to see you guys, tomorrow. Take care, everyone.